You know what I've been hearing people talk about though?
Uh-oh. What's the word, Big Bird?
Anita Baker and Babyface.
Oh, we starting right. We getting right to the shit, huh?
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it.
Right out the gate.
Anita Baker and Babyface.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot going on there, and it's a lot.
Yes.
So Anita Baker sets up a tour.
Yep.
Now, I'm confused because I saw Anita Baker in 2019 and she said it was her last tour, but it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind. So
yes, I agree. That is her right.
But I am confused. I'll get more on that later because I kind of feel like all of it is a scam, but I know that we're not supposed to like talk shit on legends, but
I mean, it depends on what you say. If it's within reason, if there's factual evidence, I say fuck them then.
I mean, because we know that like touring makes people a lot of money.
Yes, as long as they don't have a 360 deal.
Sure. And I feel like Anita Baker. Anyway, we could go through the Babyface thing and then I'll say what I think. It'll probably make more sense at that point. So she sets up this tour. Her opening act, which bizarre to even hear that her opening act would be Babyface, but her opening act is Babyface.
And that's where we have to pause the story.
Okay.
Because that is the first issue of all the issues.
Okay.
Because Babyface's fans were saying he was a co-headliner.
Which is untrue.
That they were sharing the tour.
They were not.
And that they were, equals. And that was one point of contention.
Just because you like Babyface better than Anita Baker doesn't mean that he's the headliner or co-headliner of the tour. I just want to make that clear. And I'm not saying...
And she made it clear.
Well, she...
She made it clear to let niggas know.
She said he was... What did she...
A supporting act.
She didn't even say supporting act, which I think
That's what she said.
No, she said support act, which makes it worse because it sounds like... I think support act sounds worse. Obviously, if you read some of her tweets, they're very... She's not the most grammatically correct person.
And she's not the nicest either. Because she was coming at niggas.
Well, she has a history of, having some issues with some people. We don't need to get into everything. But there were even some celebrities who came out and were like, yeah, she's kind of mean. She's kind of... I remember when I went to see her a few years ago, and I was really excited, and she was a little sassy on stage too. She was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna sing that."
Oh.
That's the type of time
she was give y'all the rapture.
Yeah, and then afterwards, she came out. It was really cool because she actually did an encore, and she came out. But what got me was when she brought out an artist that I guess she's been mentoring and had them sing Angel. And I think people were like, because I looked around and I even felt it. I was like, Anita Baker is going to get somebody else to sing Angel? Like, and she was like, yeah, I'm not singing no more. You got it. I was like, girl, then let us leave. Let us leave. I mean, it ended up being cool because Alicia Keys was backstage. So she came out and she sang a little something. But she didn't want to sing anymore. But this is why I'm saying I think that Anita Baker touring has a lot to do with, making some money. But anyway, and that's fine because that's what people do to make money. It's fine. Anyway, Babyface is the opening act of this tour. There are flyers. There is, and she I don't know if she actually did release the contract, but I know that she said the contract will show you that this is my tour, and Babyface was
support act.
Well, she called it.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. But we know what is true is that he was the opening act of the show.
Sure.
So apparently, and he wasn't supposed to be on the entire show. I think there were a certain amount of shows that were booked within the tour for certain cities. Apparently, one of the nights, or maybe it was even the first night that he was supposed to perform, he is told that he cannot perform because she is late. And I believe she needed to do sound check, and there were some technical issues.
Right. So it was at the Prudential Center in New Jersey, in Newark, and Babyface tweets.
Yeah.
Saying, "I'm sorry to my fans who came to see me perform tonight, but me and the band have just been notified that we cannot perform."
Right.
Because Miss Anita Baker needs to do her entire set. And that's where it all started.
So that was confusing for people. And again, this is where things got a little hairy because people were like, they're co-headliners, they're this, they're that. And I just want to be clear because I think she's not a nice lady, but I think it's unfair just because you like someone better to say that they were the top biller on the moniker when they simply weren't. I think it's the right thing to establish that no, he was not a co-headliner. It was not his show. It was her show. Now, everything that came after that was fucked up. But this is something Babyface agreed to do. Maybe Babyface is kind of like Usher, where he's like, you know I don't go on tour like that, but I want to have a little fun. Anita Baker's people called me and asked me, do I want to do this? And I said, well, what's a few nights on tour? Like, right. I love to sing. I love to make music. I just did my Tiny Desk. That's coming out soon. Why not? I feel like that's reasonable. And it's my understanding that Babyface really doesn't tour, like, period. So this, I think, was a treat for a lot of people. If I had known that Babyface, but then I wouldn't have seen it because it wouldn't have happened.
And then you'd have been one of the fans tweeting upset.
And I would have been pissed. But it escalates from there.
Yes. Baby fans.
You might as well call them baby fans.
Babyface's fans take to the internet and they have things to say. Mm-hmm. They have things to say about Anita Baker. They have things to say about how fucked up it is that she's not letting Babyface do his thing. Mm-hmm. But despite all of that, Babyface stays on the tour.
Babyface stays on the tour. He does. And then...
But the internet shenanigans continue. And then Miss Anita Baker.
I'm on her Twitter. That's why I'm looking at my phone, because I'm trying to find some of these tweets.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
I know. Now, I will say this. If people were hateful and I don't understand. Somebody said, but Anita Baker is 65 or 64, and Babyface is a year younger. Who in that age bracket is sending hate messages?
Oh, well, listen.
And death threats. Like, what in the world?
Fans, fans do wild stuff.
So, I don't know. I don't know where it starts, but I see some. 4 days ago, she tweeted, "These trolls with a crying laughing emoji are on massive payroll, creating fake news / slander and harassment. This is what, happens, when boundaries and blessings manifest into beautiful karma and growth. Hashtag Anita Baker. They want to go fight a 65-year-old woman." And she put the... Yo, I can't. First of all, somebody needs to take Anita Baker's phone. I'll say that. That is very obvious. What else does she say? She says, "They don't comprehend that folks on my timeline actually..." Oh, and then she put a question mark. "Annie Lipsies actually know me / met me."
Okay.
Okay. A hit dog will holla. Here comes Massa with the reverse racism card. And I can't sing either. Successful. Anyway, yeah, so apparently she started talking about how y'all are peasants. Y'all are not on my level. I'll be on private jets.
Yep.
I don't fly commercial with y'all. I don't go where y'all go. So I don't ever see y'all. I don't know how y'all could say anything about me because y'all don't ever see me.
Yeah. She wanted to let the fans know. His fans. Babyface's fans.
This is what happens when grown men / from Babyface fan base threaten you, a 65-year-old woman, and you ask him to help stop the harassment. Ooh, girl, get somebody to put your tweets up for you. Being harassed / threatened is the real headline, but Massa's blogs won't print that.
Yep. That was one of the tweets people were talking about.
She was talking about Love B. Scott, she was talking about B. Scott, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that was a repost of B. Scott saying Anita Baker pops off on narcissist is in quotes, Kenneth Babyface Edmonds and his fans. Kenny's crazies are online bullies. Apparently, that's what Anita Baker said.
That's what she's calling the fans. Kenny's crazies.
Well, I guess I'm a crazy because I love me some Babyface, and we gonna get to that in a minute.
But you're not online spewing hate and slander, are you?
Of course not. No, I'm just saying if that's what his fans are being called, call me crazy then.
Got it.
But so what do we do here? Like,
well, Babyface didn't make it better.
He didn't because he can't.
You should look up
posted
what he said, because he started it with the I've been notified that me and the band cannot perform tonight.
Right.
That was the tweet. That was what started everything. Publicly, anyway. If they were having beef behind closed doors, we didn't know. But that's where all of this started, and that was a while. That was a couple weeks ago. Now I would imagine that Babyface doesn't exactly tweet every day.
No. Let me see something.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So I see where he said, I'm truly sorry to my fans who have been waiting for us to hit the stage this evening at Prudential Center. I was asked not to perform in order to give Miss Baker her space and time to perform her show in its entirety. My band and I are extremely saddened we didn't get to perform for y'all tonight.
That was the set it off tweet.
Broken heart. Yes. Which,
speaking of set it off,
he didn't have to give all the tea. He could have just been like,
he didn't have to tweet shit.
Exactly. But
and he could have waited till after the show was done, because clearly that was when the show was still going on.
And someone tweets for him, you can tell. But yes, they didn't have to tweet that.
No.
His Babyface ain't tweeting.
I don't know.
I don't believe Babyface tweets.
I believe Babyface can do anything he wants.
Oh, he can. He can. But the thing is, he doesn't have to. I believe Babyface very quietly in his very soft and soothing voice says, somebody get Twitter? And they pull out the big iPad. He probably has like a projector or something. They pull out the big iPad, and he just watches it come up across the screen as he tells them what to type. That in my mind, that's how Babyface tweets.
Nori style. In my mind, though.
Yeah.
In my mind.
That's how because he's Babyface, and again, like, I'm even talking too loud. Babyface would quietly say this, like, he probably says naughty things sometimes, like "fuck you, bitch" or whatever, but he says it really quietly, like, "Fuck you, bitch,"
Yes.
Fuck that bitch. With a little swagger, but a soft tone. Because that... Anyway, okay, we don't have time. So...
I was letting you rock. But he didn't have to tweet that. And that was the first thing that set off everything. And that was during the performance or during the show, because it would have been wiser to wait at least till the show ended. But he didn't have to do that at all.
I agree.
And so that was what sparked it.
But then it looked like it was fine, well, on his end, because that was on the 10th.
Well, if your fans are doing everything for you, I mean...
That's true. On the 13th, he reposted Because on the 12th, she posted, Babyface, thank you so much. Love and respect. We did it. Another lovely sold out concert. And he then reposted and put, the songstress, the legend. What an incredible night. Thank you. So a couple days later, they seemed fine.
That's what I'm saying. He stood on the tour. It wasn't like he left the tour.
No, he didn't. He didn't leave the tour or anything like that. But then, 3 days ago, Babyface.
Fast forward.
We find out that Babyface has now been dropped from the tour. And Anita Baker says it's because of all the cyberbullying that she has been subject to. She feels like Babyface did not defend her in any way or try to, get his fans off her back.
Right. And
because of that, she decided that she's just going to do her tour by herself.
And whoever wants a refund
can get a refund. She goes, I'm sad. He then posts,
right, yeah.
I am saddened by the news that Anita Baker has decided to remove me from the Songstress tour. It's unfortunate and disheartening to see how things have played out via social media. While I was looking forward to the rest of the dates, I have nothing but love and respect for Anita, and I wish her the best for the remainder of the tour. Babyface. Broken heart.
Yeah, broken heart.
Broken hearted.
Yeah.
So
he went Whitney on them.
Yes, and then people went
said above all else.
and people went crazy. Like this story went viral. It's been all over. They even tried to loop. Somebody said, "We'll call Dionne Warwick and ask her to mediate." And she was like, "Nah, this don't got nothing to do with me."
No, keep Big Dionne out of this.
Exactly, Big Dionne don't. Big Dionne does what she does, and they could do what they do. Yes. She don't got no parts. Big Dionne wants to have a good time. Okay? That's all she's here for. All right? So, I hate to see two legends fight.
Do you?
I don't know. I do.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I mean, because I guess that's not what we expect from them. For me, that's not what I expect from them. And I'm not in any way trying to get into respectability. I'm just saying that's just not what I expect to see.
Right.
It's shocking to me to see this happen, is what I mean. I expect it from the younger ones, the Cardi B's and the Lottos and the Glorillas, and I say that because they were feuding at one point. Remember when all the women had beef? That's the only reason I bring them up. I'm not just putting their names in things for no reason. But I expect it from people who, just are new and green and don't really think about, the length of their career or anything like that quite yet.
We have higher expectations for the seasoned artists.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but this was bizarre, and then she got mean, and she was saying all kinds of things, and I didn't pay for the Anita Baker concert I went to. It was a gift, but I'm glad I did.
Nice gift.
It was a great gift.
What a gift.
But
if anyone wants to gift me Anita Baker tickets...
You want to go?
I'd gladly take Anita Baker tickets, even if Babyface is not on the bill. I'd gladly go up there and,
I mean, she's great live.
And give her the best that I've got.
Yes. And you'd also get caught up in the rapture.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Let's just hope she apologizes, because when I saw her, she did not sing I apologize.
I don't think she apologizes.
Not at all.
Not anymore.
Not at all. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird story. Okay, we all kind of got in the weeds with it. Because it was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? But that's not what I would want. Like, I don't want to see them fight.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I feel like Babyface was doing a favor of sorts.
Yes,
if we're being honest,
I believe
because
that.
Like Babyface don't need to be a quote unquote support act.
Right.
Babyface can do a Babyface and Friends tour, and
right.
sell out in minutes.
And he could not even sing. He could just go and play piano or something.
Or just play his guitar like he did at the Super Bowl.
Yes, or do his vocal, or do his background vocals.
Yeah, just do arrangements.
Yeah.
And come out and just go to the mic and say, yeah, I wrote this one time. And that's it. And then have everybody one by one come out and do the many hit records he wrote for them.
Yeah.
So that's number one. I feel like Babyface was kind of doing a solid, as we used to say. But maybe not. Maybe he was like, oh, this is a cool opportunity. She's a legend who I never worked with. I don't know. But moving past that, he did fuck up with the original tweet.
Yeah, I don't think that
set
was
it off
necessary.
tweet. That's what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
And
he sparked it.
Also, just a little side note, got nothing to do with any of this. Did you hear this rumor that Issa Rae is supposed to be doing a Set It Off remake?
Yes, I heard something about this.
That's weird.
Yeah, but I feel like Issa could do it.
Why do we need a Set It Off remake?
We don't. And I think that Set It Off was great as it is, and it should stay that way. That's like, there's a bunch of movies that
we won't name that they're remaking now?
Right. Like, I fear that one
like
day...
all the black classics?
Yes. I fear that one day they're going to come out and say, Friday, number 4, and it's going to be...
Well, Friday number 4 is supposed to be happening, but Ice Cube is having some issues with Hollywood.
Oh. Is O'Shea going to be in it? Is that... Because I don't know. Because I don't want to see a Friday 4. You know what I mean? Like, Friday, there were 3.
Aren't there 4 already?
I think there's 3.
Friday, next Friday, Friday after next?
Yeah.
Whatever, it ain't important.
It's not important, but, okay, cult classic. I hate when they call them cult
classics. There's also a rumor they're going to be redoing Boys in the Hood.
We don't need...
Don't Be a Menace.
We don't need those movies remade. Oh my gosh, remember how the whites
New Jack
were
City.
up in arms when...
New Jack City there's a rumor New Jack City... Like, there's a lot of talk about New Jack City being the next remake.
I've heard that. I was going to say, do you remember when white people were up in arms about Don't Be a Menace?
No.
It was like a really big deal when it came out. They were like, this is why... This is why there's gun violence, and
I think at that time I was very sheltered in the Spanish family where hip hop wasn't allowed. Not hip hop wasn't allowed because it really wasn't allowed. I think that's part of what I was being kept away from.
Yeah. That was around the time where the conservatives were trying to censor everything. Don't Be a Menace was a big one. I think there was even some sort of like copycat situation that happened somewhere. It was a one-off. It wasn't like it was running rampant throughout the country.
Of course not.
But they turned it into this huge thing that if young people watch these movies, they're gonna go shoot people. That was around the time when...
That must be why all the whites kill people at schools.
Right. What was the video game? Was it Grand Theft Auto? It might have been Grand Theft Auto that had come out around that time also, where that was like a huge thing. Could have been something else, but...
I feel like that's too early for Grand Theft Auto.
Well, maybe not around that time, but there were also video games. It was like video games. They were trying to censor the video games. I think that's how the video game ratings actually came about, because of the fact that there was all this hype around censoring things because violence was due to the media that young people were consuming. Yeah. That was when the FCC was like...
I was trying not to say the FCC because I thought one of us would break out and sing Eminem.
So the FCC won't let me be... Yeah, I heard it as soon as Yeah.
So...
Anyway.
Reeling it back to Babyface.
Right.
This is a mess. And we don't want to see this type of mess in our community from our legends. But I can't lie, it was entertaining.
It was entertaining, of course.
A lot of celebrities in the beginning kind of backed up Babyface. Mm-hmm. And then Tank put out a video very recently saying a lot of nothing. Tank was like, everybody asking me to chime in. And they're both my peoples, both legends, both people I'd have worked with.
Tank is a ham.
And so
Tank is a ham.
I don't really know what to say, but what I will say is, Babyface, I just did Tiny Desk with him. And by the way, my Tiny Desk comes out tomorrow.
Right, and that's what we were getting to.
Really...
I don't like the way you be stealing my segues.
I was just saying what Tank said.
I know. I'm messing with you, but that's where we're going next.
Oh, well, that's what he said in the video.
We're on a journey right now. This is the first stop.
That's what he said. And in the video, he's like, really, I just came up here to tell you about Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
I was like, Tank
is a ham.
What was the point of that?
Tank is a ham. Tank loves to be in front of the camera. Tank loves when people are talking about him.
I mean, listen, he looks great. He sounds great. I ain't mad at either of those.
I'm not mad at him.
But if everybody's asking you to chime in and you're going to do a video, then chime in.
Right.
Or don't make a video.
But again, Tank loves an opportunity to say something to the people, okay? He will not pass it up. But on that note, unless you have any other thoughts, I would like to move on to Tiny Desk because that is exactly what I wanted to talk about.
I mean, on this whole thing, I think it's sloppy.
Yeah.
I think we should do better as a people. Mm-hmm. And Anita Baker got to chill, man.
Yeah.
Because the last piece I want to say is like, yeah, but Babyface though, like.
Right, but I don't think that's the thing.
He's like way up in the sky. He's not even on Earth.
Well, and you know what Anita Baker did? She said, well, nah, nigga, I'm going to bring you down to size.
But she really didn't, though.
She didn't, but like you said, he sparked it. And while I don't agree
he did.
with the way she's handled this, I think that was almost like all right, y'all want to treat me like I'm exactly down here and he's up there. Well, fuck y'all and fuck him. I think that's what this was.
That's exactly what it was.
And on some level, I don't approve of her bad behavior, but on some level,
she was on her Petty Crocker.
She was, yes, and I think on some level, I get it. Like, I get that, especially when it was your show.
Right.
It was your show. And then you got people coming out talking about, no, like, you're co-headlining. That would have pissed me off.
Absolutely.
That would have pissed me off. So I get why she was upset. I just don't agree. I don't agree. I never agree with taking things to social media for either party involved.
Right.
But yeah, I know she's a little sassy, and I know she gets into some things with some people. So
clearly, we can see that.
But Tiny Desk,
right.
Babyface did Tiny Desk.